everyone, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist from Physio Function, and I'm going to be taking this level 1 different strokes exercise class today. So level 1 classes are designed for people who may not have any effective movement in their affected arm or leg, It is a seated class, so there is no standing at all in this class. Just please be aware that it is a requirement that you have someone there to assist you with exercises as needed. Okay, so this is week 2 of our upper limb series. So we are going to be doing a class focused on your upper limb. Okay, so we're going to start with a general warm-up. We're then going to move into some stretches and activation exercises for your arm. We are then going to go into a circuit. So the circuit is going to be upper body exercises. So ones where we're focusing on your affected side, but utilizing your unaffected side. So there is options for all levels of ability with this one. The main thing is just about using whatever movement you have on your affected side, okay? And we're then going to go into a short cool down. So let's get started with some marching. So I want you to march your arms and your legs on your affected side. You're moving your leg as much as you can. You have limited to no movement. You could just focus on your unaffected, but even if you barely get your foot off the ground, I want you to focus and think about trying to get that connection. Lovely. Like last week, I asked you to think of a challenge task. So the challenge task was something that you found a bit difficult, and then you were going to rate it out of 10 for difficulty and use that as a measure of your progress. So a nice thing to do each week is to check in with that challenge task. Does it feel any different? Does it feel any easier? And just keep note of it, because it can be a really nice way if you're tracking your progress, especially if you're doing these classes regularly. Okay, let's tap those heels now. Picking up that leg and trying to tap that heel down. So again, on your affected side, I just want you to do as much as you can. Fabulous. So my other challenge to you each week is to try and do at least another 2 exercise classes. If you get more than that in this week, that's even better. But aiming to do at least 3 of them a week will help you get the most benefit out of the classes. So the government recommends that we aim to do about 150 minutes of exercise, moderate exercise per week for health. So that's 5 lots of 30 minutes. So these classes are a really nice way of you helping meet those government guidelines for health. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to do some straightening and bending of your knees. So we'll start with your unaffected leg. We are going to straighten that leg out, hold, squeeze that thigh muscle, and then bend that knee back as far as you can. Straighten it out, hold, and bend back. Remembering that nice posture. Straighten and hold. Bend back. Good. Straighten and hold. Bend back. Really nice. Straighten and hold. Good. Bend back. Let's go to your affected leg now. So if you've got some movement, I want you to try and straighten as much as you can, even if you can't get your foot off the floor. And then bend back. You could use a plastic bag underneath your foot to make the sliding movement easier. Or you can slide as much as you can and then assist up with your unaffected leg. Okay, so you're holding there. And then we're coming back. Good, we're sliding forward, doing as much as you can with that affected leg. And then you're coming back. Good, you're sliding forward, holding, and you're coming back. Good. Forward, hold, and back. Lovely. And again, forward and hold, and sliding back. Good. Let's do one more here. Forward and hold, and coming back. Lovely. Okay, feet on the floor again. Let's do some big shoulder rolls backwards. Nice shoulder rolls, one at a time. Good. And let's go forward. Good. Okay, let's put your hands on your right knee and turn to look over your right shoulder. Then we're going to hands on the left knee, turn to look to the left shoulder, try and turn from your waist. Good, remember to sit nice and tall, hands on the right knee, turn to look over your right shoulder. Back to the middle, hands on the left knee, turn to look over your left shoulder. Good, one more each way. Hands on your right knee, turn to look over your right shoulder, twist from the waist. Good, hands on the left knee, turn to look over your left shoulder, twisting from the waist, sitting tall. And back to the middle, fantastic. Okay, we're going to go into some exercises to keep warming up our upper limb now. So you could use a pillow on your lap to rest your arm on, okay? Or you could sit at a table, so whichever option is best for you. So with your affected hand, what I want you to do now is we're going to try and stretch out those fingers. So I want you to use your hand on your unaffected side, popping it into the palm of your affected hand and trying to open up gently the fingers, moving from the palm up to the edges of the fingers. So you might individually have to work one finger at a time. We're just going to try and use our hand to just gently massage and open up those fingers. Okay, so it could be gently opening one finger up at a time. Okay, and just trying to loosen up. And in your palm, thinking about moving across from the middle and upwards to try and really stretch out those tissues in your palms. This is something that your assistant can help you with as well. Making sure that thumb is opening up as well. Making sure with your opening your hand, you're not pulling on the edges of the fingers. You're supporting from the base. Okay? So after we've sort of tried to gently soften our hands a little bit, see if you can get your hand in your palm at the base of your fingers. Okay? And then I want you to gently see if you can open up your fingers and extend your wrist backwards. Now, you may not get it back as far as mine is if you have a lot of tightness. But I want you to think about supporting the base of your fingers and bringing it up just until you feel a stretch and holding it there. Okay? So you might find that as it loosens off, you can gradually go a little bit further. If your assistant is helping you with this, make sure you talk to them or let them know if it's too much, okay? So it might be uncomfortable, but you don't want it to be painful. So nice and slow and gentle is the best way. Good. Okay. This time, let's open up that forearm. Let's see if we can turn that palm upwards. So using your hand on the forearm, I want you to think about helping to turn that hand upwards. Now, if you've got a lot of tightness here, You could do some, again, some nice soft tissue work in your forearm. So using a flat hand, you could work up the forearm, trying to loosen or up and a bit outwards towards the thumb. Just making sure again that you're being gentle, working within your pain limit. Just trying to gently loosen up the tissues. It can get a little bit tight. So think about using the heel of your hands. Again, you can move up towards your elbow firstly, or you could move across and outwards a little bit to help that stretch. Again, just gently mobilizing the tissues. And trying to get them a bit unglued. Everything can get a little bit stiff and sticky in there, especially if you have tightness, okay? So just being nice and gentle with it, not forcing anything. Lovely. Okay. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to do some straightening of our elbow and bending. So I want you to try and straighten that elbow down and then bend that arm up. So straighten it down. Now, if you've got a lot of tightness here, you might want to gently hold straight, 5 to 10 seconds, and then bend. And again, straightening and bend. Lovely. Straighten and bend. Good. Straighten and bend. Nice. Straighten and bend. So supporting here from your wrist. Straighten and bend. Let's do one more. Straighten and bend. Okay, so this time I want you to hold your arm in a cradle. Okay, we're going to try and bring your arm out to the side. So trying to open up that gap underneath that shoulder and back. Okay, if you've got someone supporting and helping you, if they support underneath your elbow and underneath your wrist, and think about coming gently out to the side and back here. Okay, again, make sure that you're talking to the person or have indicating to them if like what your limits are. Okay, it's really important with the shoulder when you're moving, you don't force anything, nothing goes quickly. So it's trying to be nice and slow and gentle and just move nice and gently throughout the range that's available. So if you're helping yourself, we can come out and back in. Someone else is helping you, making sure that you're not going any further than that 90 degrees and you're moving within the pain limits of the person. You don't want to push into any pain, especially with your shoulder if you've got pinchy, painful shoulders. Lovely. Good. And now we're going to go up in front, holding hands. So you can either hold here or here, preferably. So again, if someone's helping you, you can support your forearm. Oh, sorry. Forearm, and your assistant can support underneath your elbow. And you're coming up in front and back down. Good. Nice and slowly. Do one more here. Good. Okay. Hands on your knees. I want you to now think about squeezing your shoulder blades back together and down. And then relax. Good. And again, think about squeezing those shoulder blades back together and down, as if you're trying to get your shoulder blades back and down towards your back pocket. Back and down, hold. Sitting nice and tall. And relax. And again, back and down. And relax. Good. And again, back and down. 2, 3, 4,
5, and relax. And again, back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. And again, back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. And again, squeeze back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. And again, back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Squeeze back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. And again, squeeze back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Good. Squeeze back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Good. And again, squeeze back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Good. Okay, we're going to go into our main circuit now. So the first movement we're going to do, so we're going to do 1 minute per exercise, and we're going to aim to do 2 rounds of this. If you would like to do more rounds, then what you can do when the video finishes, or when the circuit finishes, pause, rewind, and then repeat 1 more circuit, okay? So the first one we're going to do is a shoulder press, okay? So I want you to have your hands, so you can either hold your hands together in front, or you can support the wrist of your affected arm. Now, if you've got really limited movement in your arm, you could ask your assistant to support underneath your elbow to give you that extra bit of support. We're going to try and reach our arm up and down. So we're going as high as you can, okay, and within your pain limits. So if you really struggle, just trying to get your shoulder to 90 degrees and back down, that's fine. If you get further, then you can reach all the way up, okay? But it's making sure that you're working within your pain limits, all right? If you do have some movement on that side, I want you to try and join in as much as you can, okay? So we're going to go for 1 minute. Off we go, reaching up, joining in as much as you can, and back down. Reaching up and down. Good. Lovely. Nice and controlled. Remember, if you've got your assistant, they can help underneath that elbow. Working within your limits. Lovely. Good. Good. That's it. Keep it going. Good. Do 1 more. Lovely. Okay, next one we're going to do is our bicep curl. So I want you to think, if you have some movement, I want you to think about bringing your hand up towards your shoulder or to your chest and straighten it back down. So you're trying to do that movement as much as you can, okay? If you can't do any movement, or you can't quite get your hand up on its own, I want you to gently help with your other hand. Again, only helping as much as you need to. Okay? Off we go. So we're coming up, helping as we need. And then really control it down. Don't let it flop. Lovely. Come up. Okay. And then don't let it flop. Good. Don't let it flop. Nice and controlled. Good. Bending up and down. Lovely. Bending up. Good. And down. And bend up. Lovely. And down. Really nice. And down. Good. Lovely. Okay. The next one we're going to do, so thinking about functional movements of your arm, we're going to do some reaching in different directions. Now, as if you were going to reach for an item, so reach for a cup, you were reaching down for an item. So I want you to, again, you're doing as much as you can with your effective side, but we are going to help with your unaffected side if you've got restricted movement, if you've got minimal movement. If you've got absolutely no movement in your arm, then we can work on reaching with your other arm, okay? But if you're able to, we could join in with both of them, okay? And reach around, all right? But then if it gets a bit difficult and gets a bit tired, then you can focus on your unaffected side if you've got no movement whatsoever. But if you have some, then I really want you to try and work on whatever you've got in that arm, okay? So let's start. Let's reach forward, okay? Out to the left. Across to the right. Down towards your left knee and the floor. Good. Down towards your right knee. Let's reach up. Let's reach up to the left. Nice. Let's reach up to the right. Good. Let's reach down to the left. Good. Let's reach down in front. Let's reach down to the right. Good. Up to the right. Stretching with that arm as much as you can, or using the arm, not stretching it out. And up to the right, left. Oh, get my lefts and my rights mixed up. And relax. Lovely. So it's about, when I say stretch your arm, I mean use those muscles. Think about reaching your arm as much as you can, okay? Imagining, picturing that arm lengthening in front of you. Okay, we're going to do some side stepping as a bit of an active recovery, get our heart rates up a little bit, have a bit of cardiovascular work and get our legs involved, or we give our arms a bit of a rest. So if side stepping is a bit tricky on your effective side, I want you just to try and lift it. If you need, that's it. So you can always help with your other leg and side step out with your other one, or just do as much as you can. Off we go. Whatever option you're doing. So we're going to do this circuit one more time. So if you need to after this, stop, pause and get a drink, then you can always press pause if you're watching me on a replay, or just join in when you're ready. Lovely, guys. Get that moving. Really nice. Nice big movements. 15 seconds. Keep it going. Lovely. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Okay, get yourselves a drink if you need one. So we're going to go back to the start and do our shoulder press. Now, if that's a bit too tricky for you, you could go to shoulder reaching forward. Okay, whichever option. So we're going to go for 1 minute, supporting your affected arm, reaching up and down, sitting nice and tall. Up and down. Really nice. Up, joining it as much as you can with that affected side. Thinking about reaching up to the ceiling, lifting from your side body. Thinking about lifting up from those shoulders. Good. Reaching up. Stretching that arm up as high as you can. Good. Sit, you're nearly there. Lovely. Do one more here. Good. And down. Fantastic. Okay. Now into our bicep curls. Okay. So relaxing your arm down. We're trying to bring that hand up towards our shoulder or chest and down. Bending up and straightening. Lovely. Bending and straightening. Remember, doing as much as you can with your effective side. Good. Bending and straightening. Lovely. Fantastic. Good. Good. We're going to try and bend up, bring that hand up as much as you can, only helping it as you need. Good. Lovely. Last one. And relax. Okay, going back into our reaching in different directions. Okay, remembering you're supporting with your affected arm. Now, if you do have movement, I want you to try and do as much as you can with that arm if you can do that on its own. If not, you're helping with your other arm only as much as you need, and you're really focusing on using those muscles to stretch and reach that arm in the different directions. So let's go down to the left, back in, down to the right, back in, down in front, back in, over to the left, back in, over to the right, back in, up to the left, back in. Imagine you're trying to get something from the cupboards, up to the right, back in, down in front, back in, over to the right and down, back in, good, over to the left and down, back in, up to the right, good, up to the left, good, straight in front and back in, fantastic. Okay, our last minute of sidestepping, and then we're going into our cool down. Off we go. March those legs as much as you can, stepping them out to the side. Sitting nice and tall. So remember, if you feel like you've got the energy in you, repeat that circuit one more time. You can rewind the video and follow me again, or you could do it in your own time. Lovely, guys. Keep those legs going. Nearly there. Last push. You're good. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay. Let's sit nice and tall in your chair. I want you to sit tall and I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades back together. Arms down by your side if you can, or you could always have them on your lap. Think about stretching out that chest, tucking that chin in. And then I want you to round your back, reach your arms forwards and drop your head down. Feel the stretch across your back. And then again, squeeze those shoulder blades back together. Squeeze, feel the chest stretch. Chin tucked in nice and tall. And then reach those arms forward as much as you can. Really stretch that upper back. Drop your head to your chest. And again, squeeze back, shoulders together, head tucked in. Feel the stretch across your chest. Round your back, reach those arms forward, drop your head chin to chest. Shoulders back, elbows back, squeeze. Feel the stretch across your chest, really widen across here. Good. And reach forward, round the back. Drop the head. Feel that stretch across your shoulders. Good. One more. Squeeze those elbows back together. Tuck that chin in. And then sit forward. Or like arms forward. Reach them. I can't talk. Reach them forward. Drop your head. Round that upper back. And then sit nice and tall. So now I want you to rest your arms out on your armrests. Okay, so arms out at the side. So if you need to on your effective side, have your arms supported on a pillow or either side. So I want them to be nice and out to the side here. We're going to turn to look to the right. Keep that left arm where it is. You should feel a bit of a stretch in your chest here. Going to hold that there. Good, nice big breath. Good, back to the middle, and then I want you to turn to look to the left. So feel a stretch in your right chest muscle here. Lovely. Give everything a nice little wiggle and a shake. Well done, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me again for this level 1 different strokes exercise class. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, if you have any feedback or comments, please leave them below. Welcome any feedback you have, positive or negative. And also, if there's anything you'd like to see or you'd like to do a series on, please feel free to either comment below or send a message to the Different Strokes Facebook page. And I will try my best to include it for you. So I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Like I said before, try and see if you can do another 2 classes this week. You can either do this one again if you're really wanting to work on your upper limb, or you can include last week's as well. Or there's loads of classes on the Different Strokes UK YouTube page or their Facebook page. There's loads of exercises because they've been running since last year, so there's a really good resource library for you there. So pick something that takes your fancy. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.